question today. Why can't we be friends Friday? Why can't we be friends? Why can't we be friends? You know why. You should know the answer already. Let's see. Good morning, everybody. I hope y'all are having a good Friday. What is today? Day 5? Day 5 and time change. I'm getting there. Oh, dang it. I gotta post something. Oh, okay. All right. All right. Share. Appreciate your shares. Likes and your subscriptions. Not only am I supposed to say that, but that's the only way this works. It's the only way it works. You gotta be willing to share. You gotta be willing to hit that like button. You gotta be willing to subscribe. You gotta be willing to comment. You gotta be willing to share. That's the only way we get out of this. Happy Friday. Happy for me, because I got West privilege. Not happy for a lot of other people who don't have West privilege. That's why it's important to share. Posted something I want to share with you guys. What did I post this week? Why can't we be friends Friday? Why can't we be friends? That was a higher part. Why can't we be friends? Somebody said, keep your day job. I'm gonna keep my day job. I don't want it. I keep it. I don't want it. Why can't we be friends, y'all? Why can't we get along? Why can't we be friends, y'all? You know, we live on a planet with a lot of damn nuclear weapons to keep playing this age-old conflict game. Like it's a keep away. Choose your king and your lord, and let's start some conflict. Why can't we be friends, y'all? Why can't we be friends? That's what I know on Friday. Why can't we be friends? I gotta find that. Hold on. Good morning, everybody. Hold on. I can't look at the comments yet. So I appreciate you sharing, because you know what? Like, I got into this great discussion. I'm off the top talking. I do that. I'm not supposed to do that. I do that good though. I do that. I can run my mouth. Why can I run my mouth? I can grow some plants, I can run my mouth, or I can write some code, I can make a robot do all kind of crazy things, interface it with software, build a server from the top to the bottom, to the bottom, to the top, then write the software to make it do some amazing things in the world. But I had to stop doing that, because they were always using that to kill people. They always use that to make money. Now, my skills ain't for your money, my skills are for my family. It'd be nice to go off and automate a world, make something beautiful. Let me see. I share. Why can't we be friends on Friday? Why can't we be? That was off key. I stopped it. Did you see that? I caught it. I caught myself. I was going down that road. I realized that my kid told me, he said, Dad, stay in your lane. I realized it was not in my lane. I was in the wrong key. I realized the next note was going to end really badly, and I kind of paused, pulled myself back. Good morning, everybody. Why can't we be friends? Why can't we be friends? Please. Woo, 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 woo. We're going to have to sing that today, I think. I pulled myself back, though. I was... You don't have to sing, y'all. You're supposed to make a joyful noise. The Bible says joyful noise. It doesn't say sing on key. It doesn't say you have to be right and perfect and on crisp and all that. It doesn't say you got to be Britney Spears, how she went away. She couldn't sing a damn thing. She got those people to teach her how to sing, and she already had the album before she learned how to sing. All right, let me see. It just says make a joyful noise. Why can't we be friends? Why can't we be friends? Only one reason. All right, one reason. We keep age-old things alive and popping. We've evolved out of this nonsense. All right, here's the thing. Here's the thing. Oh man, I don't know where I'm gonna start this one. I know where I'm gonna start. Wait, give me a minute, wait. All right, this, that, boom, this, bang, this, you got, okay, here, boom, this right here. I want a little piece of it so I don't get in trouble. A little piece. Y'all feeling that on a Friday? Y'all feeling that? Why can't we be friends? 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 I'ma sing, y'all. I seen it in the DNC. You also used to be G.O.P. Why can't we be friends? Why you dropping them damn nukes? Why you droning children? Why you genocide? Like I put all the things down. I don't I seen you walking down Chinatown. Why can't we be friends? Is he singing to us? Is he talking about? Alright, I'm done. I just wanted to play on that a little bit. How y'all doing? Y'all good? How the family? Worldwide. Always involved in some damn conflicts over something stupid. Always broke apart, man. Makes it. I ain't a fan, man. I appreciate the honesty. You're supposed to be honest. You gotta be honest, but we have to gotta find our humanity, y'all. Gotta find our humanity. She said it sounded like Sesame Street. Lori, stop it. We're not talking about that. We're not talking about. Am I mad at you? Who am I mad at? Were you one of them ones join up with the okra people attacking me? I'm sick of y'all okra. Bring that crap around me, damn it. I have a right to not want okra. A lot of things happened yesterday. I don't even know where to start. One of the great places yesterday, I got into a good conversation. Good sister, I know her a long time. I don't know what party she is. She's one of them parties. And she was like, well, why are you promoting not voting? Don't we have to move forward? Shouldn't we make progression? My answer is no. It's not. We should. There's some things, y'all, we need to progress on. Some things. Rape is not one of those things. We don't need to take millions of rape a year, get it down to 1 million, get it down to 800,000. No, that's not what we need to do. Rape is something you should never be doing. All right. So the discussion was kind of along this lines of, well, we should vote and put in better and better people. I have no interest in that. I don't. Murdering people? We don't need to murder less people. You don't need to murder anybody. Genocide? Starving people? Do we need to do less of that? No. We don't need to do less of that. We don't need to stop starving 85,000 children from Obama to Trump and get it down to 65,000. That's progress? That's good, huh? See, we starve 65,000 people in the next decade. That's a good idea. Children in Yemen. That's a good idea? No, it's not. Some things you make progress on, and there's some things you stop right away. Stop right away. And one of those things happens to be unsentient, inhuman things that these kings and lords convince y'all to do. These Democrats and Republicans, right, left, all the isms, all your gangs, all your races and religions get you to do these dumb things. Some things you need to stop right damn away. Like, think about it from this perspective. If you go out, and I guess I default to rape a lot. I do. Because that's one of the most violent things you can do to a person, I guess. If you go out and you rape 10 people this year, is the government gonna ask you to reduce your rate? Are they gonna say try to get it down to 9 next year? Get it down to 8. You're making good progress. You only raped 8 women this year. Oh man, next year maybe you can get it down to 5 women, little girls, 10-year-old Honduras, while we're trying to turn Venezuela into another Honduras. So 10-year-olds in Venezuela, 10 to 14, they can get raped like they do in Honduras from us destroying countries. Some things you don't need to make progress. And this is why I'm not a progressive and I'm not a conservative. I've got progressive ideals in me. I got conservative ideals because they're human ideals. They don't need an ism name. They don't need a name. Do the smart things, don't do the dumb things. You go out and you rape somebody, not only will they come get you, they will throw you under the prison, as they should. So why don't we go out and get our governments and throw them under the prison? And I'm not saying get your guns, Brother John. I'm not saying get your cannon. I'm not saying nothing like that. What I'm saying is stop now. Not tomorrow, not in 5 minutes, not when you think about it. If you shouldn't be doing it, don't do it at all. And if your government's doing it, the model of your government does it, your GDP requires it, back away, don't support it at all right now. Why? Because why do they have a double standard? Why do we have a double standard? Why do we always, the kings and lords can kill and murder and rape, but you can't? Oh, well, the kings, they just need to reduce it. Bernie Sanders needed to reduce the money he's taking for war. Kamala, well, we just need to give her time to embrace full round peace. Trump, well, he's fighting the deep state, so we just gotta give him a little more room. Murder less people, get less people genocide, raped, and killed. Obama, he means well, he loves the country. Let's just give him a little more. No, why would you do that? And so this is kind of my point. But it was a good discussion. It was a good discussion. That good sister, real thinking, critical thinking sister, is that some things you don't need to make progress in. Some things you don't go slow at. Some things you don't kind of vote for the least of the evil. Some things you don't kind of pick the party that's killing and murdering less people. Sometimes you have to stop. The default, the bare minimum, the basic entry level of doing any damn thing is being a human and having humanity. That's number one. And if we're sending weapons all over the world and we're starting wars all over the world, we don't got that right. We don't have that right. So why can't we be friends this Friday? That's where I'm at. Why can't we be friends on Friday? Good things are happening, but we can't, y'all. We can't go slow with this. We can't go slow. Who knows how much time we have? And I guess her other point back to me was, well, but other people. But other people. I don't care about other people. I have no interest in the sentient level of my neighbors. I have zero interest in your sentient level. Now, I hope you get there. But spiritually, I have no interest in controlling you or where you're at. I know where I'm at, and I'm going to act where I'm at. And where I'm at, if you want to get together, you come knock on my door. Hey, Gerard, got together. We got 5 brothers. We gonna go rape this woman down the street. My answer is no. My answer is no. Oh. Hey, Gerard, got together. Only 3 brothers. We are gonna go rape. Is that better? Is that better? Is that better? Why would you get together with your political party and go do that? Hold them accountable. Hold them responsible for their activity and what they do. Like, we live in a world with a lot of nuclear damn power plants. Like, we got this nuclear deal with India and America now, and they're building more. And aren't y'all a little tired? Like, isn't this getting a little, like these castles, they done been there a long damn time. And what's the whole purpose of a castle? The purpose of a castle is to collect a lot of resources and collect them and push them all up in one wealthy, powerful place that you can't get to. That your children can't swim through the moat. Isn't that a little old to anybody? Is that something we need to go slow at? Well, let's slowly walk away from conflict. Let's slowly allow them to stop collecting our resources. No, stop right now. Now. All right. That's where I'm at. That's where my head is at. No, I don't think we should go slow at this. I think we need to act now. I think you're supposed to always fight the good fight. That fight is your determination. You figure that out. You go do your research, get your data, listen to different people, have some conversation, have your discourse, evolve your mind, don't get into groupthink, and you figure out where you should be fighting. Fight the good fight. And what is the good fight to fight? The good is the root cause, the root problem, the root reason that brought that fight to be a need. I always go to neuroscience. Always go to neuroscience because they explain that scarcity is why we have the fight. Because all of that resources all goes up into these castles. Now the interesting thing though is the castles are falling down. We go torn, but the castles are falling down. Why? Because they don't need them anymore. They don't need the store sheds and the massive towers to shoot arrows and what is the catapults at people. poor people coming for the resources, another country coming, another kingdom. They don't have to do that. They have bank accounts now. Understand what a castle is. Understand why it exists. Understand, you see this right here? You see this steeple? You know what that is? That's a church on the edge of the castle. Somebody like, nah, that's down the street. He lying. I'm lying. I could be lying. I could be lying. I don't know. It kind of looked like a steeple. Is that a cross? It kind of looked like one. I think it's a church. A lot of times they put the church right on the castle. And this is where you get the whole thing, separation of church and state came from, where we got it wrong. Because we always saw the church on top of the castle with the castle and the steeple. Because they always work together. But we forgot the corporations, left them out. Now we got a connection of corporation and state that run the entire world. And I personally think it's a bad idea we continue with these medieval conflict models of turning poor people against poor people on a planet that has nuclear weapons and nuclear power plants every damn. So anyway, good morning, everybody. Good morning. Let me see some folk and we're gonna get started. Why can't we be friends? A lot of reasons why we can't be friends, because they don't want you to be friends. They don't want you to be friends. Your black leaders don't want you liking white people. White leaders don't want you liking black people. Asian leaders don't want you liking Hispanic people. Everybody, the Chinese leader don't want you liking Japanese people. American leaders don't want you liking Russian people. Russian leaders don't want you liking whoever else they don't want you to like. Russia's not doing too bad nowadays. And it's just this conflict, this age-old conflict, these isms. I was listening to a great thing this morning. I forgot who it was. I listen to so many people. I do lectures and all of this stuff I love to listen to. I try to expand my mind so I know what the good fight is and how to fight it. And how you fight it, you walk away. That's what you do. You walk away. It's nothing. You don't need to pick up spears. You don't need to pick up cannons or guns. You don't need to. All of the problems is systems. Like, why is the church attached to the castle right there? It's a system. All you gotta do is walk away from it. You just walk away. It needs your participation. It needs you to side. Because once you side, then the other people on the other side will side together to fight you. And they'll get their army and they'll come fight you and vote against you. You don't need to. Just walk away. If you can't envision a future that's not based in these things, something's really wrong. Anyway, come on. Good morning, Daniel. Good morning, Sharon. Good morning, Lori, Tina, Sandy, Mark, Carrie. Thank you for sharing. Thank you for sharing, liking, and subscribing. Because that's the other part of it. That's the other part. Not only do you need to expand your mind, discover who you really are, not who you were born and the kings told you have to be based on a society model. But when you know a good fight to fight, then you got to tell people. You got to tell me. You got to tell my friends. You got to tell your neighbor, tell your brother and sister, maybe we need to put more energy into this. Walking away from this thing. This thing is killing us. This thing is killing other people. And walk away from it. The key point is you got to tell people. You got to get involved. You got to like. You gotta share it, and you gotta subscribe, and you gotta engage, and you gotta comment. When you have a thought, you have a question, you gotta put it out there. I try to go back and read all the comments. It's getting a little moving now where I can't read everything. I try to, but other people can answer your questions. I don't know the answer to every question, but you gotta share. You discover something, tell me about it. Tell somebody else about it. Ask a question about it. But you gotta engage. That's how we build a better world. That's how we become friends. That's how we get to know each other. That's how we get a common sense back. We develop a community. All right, let me bring up my YouTube comments. Good morning, Verna. Good morning, Lori. Daniel, you're not getting me on the okra. No, sir. Like, there's too much going on. We can't talk about okra today. We got to talk about okra. It's just nasty. Anyway, I'm not saying that. I ain't tricking nobody. That came from me yesterday. Speaking of which, speaking of Oprah, and so this sister gonna come out now talk about Michael Jackson. She did the interview. We have to fight violence against children. And I'm not. Don't get me wrong. Don't nobody send us to Oprah. Get Oprah. I mean, that's an Oprah. Nobody said get Oprah mad at me. That woman will ruin my whole life. That woman is a billionaire. She'll ruin everything about me. That woman can collapse anything, anybody, at anywhere. She got her own castle. I'm just saying that we need to be honest about a few things. We got to be honest if we're standing up against violence against children. We need to stand up against violence against all children. Very last one up. Very last one. Maybe she don't know. Maybe she don't know. So some of y'all know where I'm going with that one. But last time I checked, Okra was a Democrat. Which had no better than the damn Republicans. Last time I checked, they're murdering a whole lot of children. Michael Jackson get 85,000 children in that castle of his. He had a little castle. He had a little mansion. But last time I checked, he didn't get 85,000 children in there. And he didn't starve them to death. He might have done some dumb things. But did he do anywhere near the oppression and violence and aggression, abuse and killing of children like the Democrats? No. And are you affiliated with the Democrats? Okay. So if you, Okra, are affiliated with the Democrats, you got some work to do, because now you're dropping your affiliations to Michael Jackson, but you're keeping your affiliations to other abusers. And Okra, she knows. I keep saying Okra, damn it. Y'all keep tagging me stuff, messing me up. Oprah. It's not funny. It's just ridiculous. It's ridiculous. That's probably why I laugh so much. It's just ridiculous, the things we accept. Good morning, Alex. Good morning, Mary. Good morning, Megs. Good morning, Amy. I want to get into, hang on. Good morning, Daniel and Chatty, Tanya. Oh, the good people. Brother Harley, people are evil. Look what happens in the mosque shooting. Yes, Harley, somebody put that in front of me the other day. I wanted to look into that, and I kind of took a peek at it. And once again, like, I'll look at things, and my friends, they want to get into the false flags. I don't do false flag stuff. I know at the end of the day, it's going to be utilized for the castle. No matter what happened. It might have got it wrong. Might not have been 70. Or how many people died? 43, 70, I don't know. Could have been 700. But I know the castle's going to utilize it to take rights from people to make the castle more powerful and stronger. Same way it happens in America. I like to look at the root of it. What's the good fight when it comes to New Zealand and the terrorists shooting people? Maybe we need to stop making so much hate. We know where these people come from, and we know how they're rebel roused. There's always a castle rousing them. There's always a castle that will tap into their pain, that will tap into that poverty that made them, that might tap into some of that bigotry that was born out of the poverty of scarcity of them looking at another community, or hatred taught by a religion, a pseudo-religion, a fake religion, a man religion, an ism, something that was taken, modified for a castle. How about we stop making hate? How about we stop with our policies and our laws at the local level and the foreign level that makes more hate? That's why I really don't get into the false flags and violence and school shootings and all of this, because I just look at it and it's like, well, how is this person, and they say it was somebody who was in their 20s or something like that. First of all, is he over 26? If he's not over 26, he doesn't have a frontal lobe. So he's not even a human being. He doesn't even have the ability to make good decisions. But I'm sure he's got a government that gives him his bigotry and his hate. I'm sure he has a government that's writing laws that are keeping scarcity in place, artificial scarcity for corporations. How is he any different than Congress? How is he any different than the Pentagon? How is he any different than any of them? We go to other nations and we shoot them. He went to another religion's temple and shot them. How is that any different? Back to Okra, back to hypocrisy. If it's wrong on his level, it's wrong on all levels. Walk away. Don't engage. Don't be affiliated with the systems and the governments that create this. So yeah, so I looked at New Zealand, and it's crazy. It's crazy. They're telling people not to go to the mosques. I'm not that way. I'm not that way, Brother Harley. Now, mind you, I don't have a home church. But if I did, you're not keeping me from, because I don't really know what God is. I think I know a lot of people that worked for God, that taught love. You're supposed to love one another, to take care of each other, like Christ, Muhammad, Buddha. I know a lot of people who always, it's not spirits or angels or whatever. You're not going to keep me from that. I'm going to go. I might take my I might pack. My God teaches me, yeah, you're supposed to turn the other cheek. At times. If you bring war to your door, you're supposed to protect your family. You don't let. So anyway, don't want to go down that road. All right. Okay, well, good morning. I want to get into it. A lot of people here this morning. Michael, Tanya, Daniel. Let me get down to the bottom. Christine, get down to the bottom. Victoria, Brother Brown. All right, let me get down. Dang it. Brother Jack, y'all commenting this morning. Y'all talking. Trying to go to work today or something? Courtney, Oprah was molested. It's not the surprising that she got sucked into it. Yeah, Courtney, and this is the thing. So Oprah is Oprah. Oprah's Oprah. Don't hate Oprah. I don't have no issues with Oprah. I don't have issues with anybody. She is who she was formed to be. And if you know her history, I can't judge Oprah. And I won't. I don't judge anybody. I have no interest in judging her. Because you know why? I haven't gone through the things she has. Now, mind you, on this end, I guess she's doing pretty good. She's got $1 billion. If you think that sort of thing is good, if that's what you want, it's not actually what I want. But I wasn't raped by my uncle, right? I wasn't raped by my parent. I think it was her father. She'd been through some rough times. So her getting sucked in is not surprising to me. You know, the warrior genes, is Oprah a psychopath? You can do a brain scan and find out. But it does, having those 27 genes turned up, you know, aggression and fear and compassion turned down, and love, those 27 genes, the sections of the brain that regulate all of that. You don't know what can trigger those things. And that's why it's like attacking Oprah. I think I mixed Oprah and Oprah on that one. Attacking her doesn't do anything, doesn't change it. Having an issue with Oprah is about as productive as having issue with Trump. It's going to be as productive as having issue with Obama. It's going to be productive as having issue with Macron. It's going to be productive as having issue with anything outside of the model. We allow a model that allows little girls like Oprah to get raped. And so they become psychopaths and they become what they're supposed to become. We allow a model that allows little poor kids to grow up and they become shooters in New Zealand. We allow the model. We're still voting for it. We still say these things to ourselves that, oh, we got to slowly progress in the right direction of slowly stopping violence. No. Immediately stop. It's like, oh, the other thing I was laughing about, I don't know who I was listening to. They were talking about socialism and capitalism going back and forth. We gotta stop socialism in Venezuela. We need to do sanctions. And I was kind of laughing a little bit because I was like, wait a minute. You're gonna starve people to help people? And then the brother that was talking said, you know, sanctions is actually socialism. If you think about it, I was thinking about it. I was like, wait a minute. Government, corporations, stopping products being sold and traded, that trade war, sanctions, that is at the core socialism. Like, they're literally capitalism. People who say they're for capitalism, they're literally taking the very model and core of what socialism is. The kings and government getting together with corporations, determining who owns the resources and what happens, and they're going to go fight socialism on a socialist model of sanctions. Boggles the mind. This is why none of these castles make sense. None of these sides make sense. None of these groups make sense. That's why it's a good time to be alive, because you can see the hypocrisy everywhere. All right, we go down. I kind of wanted to go on the news. I don't know how much time we got. We got a little bit of time. I wanted to talk about the what the Senate do. Senate did something. I'm not a clapper. Senate kills too many people. I don't clap. I don't. Yeah, I see you both fine. Nah, I ain't jumping in. I ain't jumping in. He's trying to get me to jump into okra. That brother, I don't know why you love okra so much. I don't know. Anyway, I ain't jumping in. The Senate, they passed they're trying to use the Constitution, is it through the War Powers Act, to stop giving weapons to Saudi Arabia for the genocide in Yemen, and people stand up and clap. I'm not a clapper. I'm not a clapper. Let me ask you a question. When you go to McDonald's and get your fries, and hopefully you don't go to McDonald's and get no fries, but if you do you clap? When your waitress, when you're out eating at the organic, gluten-free restaurant, because that's what we all do, and she brings your food over and puts it on a plate, or he, you say, yay, thank you, the food is here, yeah, you did your job, thank you, baby, I appreciate it, oh my goodness. You don't clap when people do your job, do their job, that's their job. The Senate's supposed to be upholding the Constitution. The Congress is supposed to be upholding the Constitution. They're not supposed to be starting wars. They're not supposed to be involved in genocide. They're not supposed to be doing treason, sending our kids, troops to go fight, special forces, whatever. They say, well, we're not involved in Yemen. We're just offering support. Liar, lying, all the lies. Where's Ty at? If one American soldier being paid, special forces, CIA, whatever you want to call it, in that country, fighting, murdering people, providing support, driving a tank, driving a car, teaching them how to use our weapons that we use to murder people. That's our war, period. Period. So it's a Saudi war, we're just giving support. No, because we're there. We are killing people. That is our war. We are keeping food out of the mouths of children. It's our war. You don't clap when somebody does their job. You don't clap when the fries come. Oh, the fry guy, he didn't cook it well. No, you don't do that. So why do you do it for your betters when they do their job? Outside of the fact that Trump's going to veto it anyway. I know, because Trump's a monster. No, that is not actually what's happening. This is why I say you have to understand actually how the world works. Military-industrial complex and these companies, they can count. They can count. How many decades is it now that have we known that they count the votes? They count the votes in the Senate. They count the votes in the Congress. They count the votes from the Republicans. They count the votes from the Democrats. And they make sure that it's not going to pass because they give money to everybody. They count the votes and people get excited. Oh my gosh, even the Republicans against the war, 12 of them. Stop playing in your fantasy. Stop being silly Smurf. Don't be gaslit Smurf. That's not a Smurf. That's not what shouldn't be a Smurf. Don't be gaslit Smurf. They count the vote. They got an abacus. Military-industrial complex. This is how many votes we need. Okay, and the good thing is it makes people clap. It makes them think that, oh, some humans are in the Senate. It makes them think that they're actually in control of something. And guess what? At the end of the day, if we can't get enough votes so it just doesn't pass, but give them a little bit of hope so they stay engaged in the kingdom, that they keep cheering the castle and all the resources we're pulling up through the Federal Reserve, we'll have the president veto it. Yes, that's why I say it that way. President Trump will uphold Obama's war, uphold Obama's genocide, in an act of brotherly love, blood brothers together. Every time I post something about Trump and Obama, everybody, nobody likes the post. Y'all don't like it. They don't like it. Some people understand what I'm saying. Others don't. They don't see it. They don't want to see it. They don't want to see it. That these guys all work for the same boss. They all work for the same bosses. That's why I don't clap. I don't clap. I know I'm being played. You're a fool if you keep clapping. I don't clap when you do your job, when it looks like you're doing your job. So no, I don't believe that we should go slow and pick a least of the evil to continue in rape and war and genocide. I don't. I also know that my kids are going to pay for it. So are yours. That's why I always go back to that. You think that the people that see that church linked to the castle, remember that this is a corporation now, because the church ain't got very little influence in government. So you can stop your attack on religion. Where's Brother Tony? We're supposed to talk religion later today anyway. We're supposed to do it yesterday. I didn't want to do it today. That is a corporation attached to the castle. In fact, if anything, the corporations now are bigger than a castle. They want their money. All right? Look, the castle might be your government, but the corporation, they want their money. So what's going to happen long after the castle fall? The corporation, which is international, they got one of these attached to every damn castle in Russia, America, China, Britain, Israel, all over the world, rolling out these banks. You still owe the money from all the wars. Well, they print the money, it's okay. No, they print, and they give the debt through fractional reserve banking. Your kids got to pay back every dime that is sent overseas to destroy other countries and starve other kids, and they're going to starve your kids in the future to pay for it. That's how it works. The world is an ugly place. That's why we got to stop with this. All right. Why can't we be friends? Why? Why can't we just be some friends? All right, why can't we be friends? Why can't we be friends? Why do we gotta fight? Why you gotta still stay in conflict? Common ground. We can't find common ground. Rape a common ground? How many people you know out there actually cheering rape? Now, the way I view it, they're cheering rape, but they don't say rape. You go to the DNC and GOP convention, they don't say, and we're gonna invade and destroy the land and let towns be raped. And people are like, yeah, that's not how it goes. That's not how it goes. But that's what it is. But most people don't agree with those things. Most people, they don't want those things. Most people, when you actually see what those things look like, and you envision your daughter, you envision your niece, you envision yourself, you envision your mama in that situation, that invokes that humanity, that default thing that we all have, that love, that empathy and compassion. If you weren't raised, beaten, and raped like Okra, if you weren't raised like some of the people we call psychopaths and people always screaming for justice, we don't need justice. Protect the people, but break the model that makes psychopaths. It keeps everything going in this violence, hate direction. Thank you. All we need. Look deeply within, and our integrity and morality, there are no half measures. No, they're not, Kia. There's no half, ain't no half stepping. I'm the big daddy king. All right, I'm taking back to the 80s. I'm sorry, Kia. No half stepping. Ain't no half stepping when it comes to being human. No half stepping when it comes to being sentient. No half stepping when it comes to genocide. No half stepping. Because Yemen affected me. It affected me. Yemen did it for me. When I saw the pictures of the kids, it did it for me. Because I saw my nieces and nephews. I saw my kids. I saw your kids. Same age. Starved to death. Bellies being popped. Because Obama's war carried under Trump. That doesn't trigger you, I don't know, but I don't know why it's 30 people here. 30 people. This is why I guess YouTube is 40, whatever people here. I don't know why y'all still here, but I'm not going to say the things that people want to hear. I'm going to say things the way I see them, which is important for you to do that too. That's how we grow together and learn together. Oh, by the way, the other cronyism, I lost 5, there we go. They had to go. There's 5 and there's hanging on Facebook. They're like, no, Obama's different. He loves America. The other was like, no, Trump, man, I don't know dang on Obama. They had to go. Look, but it's 26 people come back. 27. There ain't enough people out there. Say the truthful things, and the people who get it stick. And some of them, they just had to go to work. They're just like, boss came in. Y'all see me yesterday? Massa came in, I had to go. I went quick. Did y'all see that? It's like, what the hell? Where'd he go? Massa coming, that whip. Shoot, he getting that whip, get that leather. I got this mother. He think he gonna do this stream every morning. I got work for this mother. I heard that. Brother put his stuff down. So, speaking of cronyism, Speaking of cronyism, so now the FDA passed the, let me look at this. We can look at this. Let me look at this. What the FDA passed? They didn't found a new thing that was Schedule 1, a new thing that was taken away from people, a new war on the Garden of Eden, and took it away, and now they're giving it back. They're not giving it back, they're giving it back, crony back. Giving it back to the people is one thing, letting you grow your mushrooms is one thing, letting you grow your own cannabis, that's one thing. But they didn't give it back. They gave it back to crony back. So now you can get your mushrooms, psilocybin. Now legal for the pharmaceutical industry to sell it to you. So now you can get your psilocybin, which is the compound in mushrooms. But you gotta go to the ex-hippies, the sellout hippies in the big pharma industry to buy it. Which is just another one. Just another one. Another way that we killed our own citizens. Another act of treason by the DEA and FDA and government, war on drugs. Another way that we kill children through depression, denying them. Depressed kids doing cannabis and mushrooms because they can't tolerate this crappy world, this crappy society, this artificially scarce. Give everything to the cronies in the capital, all the resources, starving the poor people, and they can't take it, so they want to eat a mushroom to deal with the pain of depression. But in a treasonous act, they outlawed it. So now people who need to grow the things that God put on this planet, in the Garden of Eden, they can't grow it. They can't deal with their own problems. It's all crony, it's all crony. You see the USDA article about them killing millions of animals to protect livestock? No, I didn't, Kelly, but animals don't mean nothing to these people. Animals don't mean nothing. We don't mean nothing. They're in the castle. We're all just commodities. Everything is a commodity on Wall Street. All of it. We have an economy of war, and everyone needs to examine how they participate. Thank you. We have an economy based on war, murder, rape, and destruction. We have an economy that's inhuman, unsentient, and based on nothing good. And then everybody has to figure out their own ways to walk away from the system. You don't have to walk away my way. You don't have to walk away somebody else's way. But once you accept that you are affiliated with all the murder, then you got to figure out how to walk away. And voting is an easy one for me. That's that's easy. I was telling the sister last, oh, that's easy. Please, oh, come on. It's obvious. It's obvious they all work for the same people. They don't even hide it anymore. It's an oligarchy. That was easy for me. Walking away from corporate America and the money, that was easy for me because money doesn't make me happy. I realized that. I was taught that. I was indoctrinated to believe money makes you happy and I should try to be a millionaire and a billionaire. But my brain was too big. Unfortunately, this big head was doing something. There were too many dendrite connections in this big old head. See that right there? There's too many neurons. They all started connecting. And I realized, damn, the things that make me happy don't cost nothing. The things that bring real, lasting, sustainable happiness can't be bought. It's not trash that comes here from China that's fun and convenient. It's the things that are in your heart and your passions that make you want to get up in the morning. And so walking away from the career was easy. I did that in a minute, in a heartbeat. Big money jobs. And that's why they're big money jobs. That's why you shouldn't send your kids to college and try to get them the highest earning slave labor based on currency that's based in slave labor possible. Because you already set them up for failure as a sentient creature. Now you set them up to do well on Wall Street. You set them well up to do great as a psychopath, but you set them up for failure, and you set the whole world up for failure because they want to be the millionaires and billionaires because you as an adult and a parent can't raise them up in the way they should go. You raise them up in the way the king tells you to raise them. You raise them up in the way the CEO and the corporations tell you to raise them, and so you set them little poor babies up for failure right from jump. I see you, Brother Jonathan. Yellow vest protest, get it! learning to come together, understanding that teaching our kids to worship the bourgeoisie is a good idea. Gerard is now employed at Left Ham Hemp. Brother Kelly, yeah, you need to hire me, brother. I'll come over and grow some hemp for you. He will be doing all the voiceovers for our new media launch. Yes, I will. Let me know what you need. Yeah, just let me know. I'm there. I'm there. Why? Because hemp can save the world. It can save the world. Save the world. We can't save the world. It's not your job to save the world. It's your job to do your part. That's it. Brother Kelly's doing his part. He's over there building hempcrete houses. Just do your part. Whatever your intellectual capital is. And if you were one of those kids that was raised to believe it's a good idea to join a kingdom, pay homage to your king, bend the knee to the corporation and the kings, then you need to walk away yourself, and then you need to go teach your parents. They know better. All your parents know better. That's the funny part. They all know better. They're not going to agree with you. When you tell them, they're not going to agree with you. But they all know better. Their parents taught them, and their parents taught them, and their parents, they all handed down. Don't trust the kings. Don't trust the kings. Don't trust the lords. Don't trust them. They've been raping and killing us for a long time. They get us to go to other kingdoms, rape and kill them, and come back, and they rape and kill us. They know. They know we're not a species that can have leadership levels like that. We can't have leaders. All right, what's going on? I was going to show you something. I was going to show you the, here we go. I was going to show you the shroom thing. War on drugs. I like to talk about drugs because they're not drugs. They're just plants. They make compounds that your body needs. And the kings and the castles keep them away from you so you can buy them through the pharmaceutical industry that's attached to the castle. It's called oligarchy. Why can't we be friends? Why can't we be friends? Why can't we be friends? Because they gotta sell their drugs. They got drones to make. They got minerals to steal. Let's get into it. President.
The FDA has become one big drug pusher. But I don't mean the boring old pills they've been pushing for decades. No, I mean the good stuff. The kind of stuff you used to get from that cool fifth-year senior. You know who I mean. Just this fall, the FDA recognized psilocybin as a breakthrough therapy for depression. That's the psychedelic
Hold on. Breakthrough? Breakthrough? That's a breakthrough, guys. Guess what we discovered? We discovered a breakthrough drug. It's gonna help everybody with depression. Not a drug that you've always taken. It's always been around. And we went to the jungle and got it from the shaman and killed the shaman and brought the drug back to you. But it's a breakthrough drug. It's a breakthrough. We're just so great. We're scientists and we just plagiarize. It amazes me.
Found in mushrooms. Now, anyone who's ever camped out at a music festival for a day or two can tell you that shrooms make you want to dance around with the flowers and tell your friends how much you love them, and you see things in a brand new, exciting light. You're not popping some boring old antidepressant here. But the government has always treated shrooms as a danger. In fact, in their Bad Bug Book, they describe psilocybin as a scary neurotoxin. And yet now they've deemed it a worthwhile therapy for depression, which puts it on the path for development into a legal, regulated drug, which is nuts. To go from calling it a neurotoxin to calling it an antidepressant.
Of course, it's nuts. It is nuts. Because then I want to ask the question, how many children died, committed suicide of a depression because your government did an unconstitutional thing and banned mushrooms that Papa Smurf, Jesus Christ, and everybody else handed down generation to generation because thy herbs are thy medicine, or thy food is thy medicine, till the king stole it.
If that cool fifth-year senior had told me about this, I wouldn't have believed it. And now comes the news that the FDA just approved another medication that you used to get from that cool loser. Ketamine, as in Special K, that stuff you snort at the rave to make you dance like a weirdo, or slip to someone you want to date rape. You shouldn't do those things, but that's what Special K makes people do. And the FDA just approved a chemical cousin of it with mirror image molecules as a treatment for, you guessed it, depression. Ketamine has been legal as an anesthetic in humans and at the vet's office for a while now, but it isn't patented, which is why pharmaceutical companies have largely ignored it. Also, one of its side effects is, you guessed it, depression. But Janssen Pharmaceuticals just patented the mirror image version and got this new FDA approval, which means they'll probably start pushing it on the masses really soon. What'll they approve next for depression? Cocaine? Heroin? Molly? Ludes? DMT? All drugs cure depression for a little while because they save you from that sober truth that life can be very boring. But then they wear off and you get more depressed, so you want more drugs. The FDA might put that in the fine print, but they will try to hide it from you to keep you coming on back. Just like that cool loser we all know too well. And that's my spin on it.
Think about that. Just think about the sustainability of that. Taking what people need, building a world that causes depression. Because not that life is boring, it's life sucks. Monoculture sucks because we don't let people do the things that make them happy. And then sell them drugs, you become their pusher man. Sell it back to them. Scheme we saw play out on the streets of DC as a kid. Scheming to get people addicted to your product. From shrooms to opioids to narcotics, cocaine, crack. Brought in by the CIA, set up, creating a sustainable kingdom in a drug trade of violence to make money off of. Some things change and some things don't. The interesting part is we can change the things we want to. We gotta be friends to do that. Why can't we be friends? Money is not the key to anything. No, Kia, it is not. Money, and that's the thing they trick you. That's why I'm anti-money. People keep saying, make a case for it. I'd love to be pro-money in some way, but I'm anti-money. Money is how the castle stands. The castle is based on the bricks of money and economic systems. So you can't tell me that it makes any sense. The bread and butter of oligarchy is money. All the things that we get these kids to worship. Bobby Womack, yes, Brother Harley, I'm your pusher, man. You caught that? He caught it, y'all. He caught it. Y'all ain't catch it. Y'all ain't like, what he saying? Was he all key? I'm your pusher, man. Y'all know what? All right, y'all don't probably know that one. That's between you and Harley. We right here. They want to be your pusher, man. They want to be your king. They want to be your lord. They want you to be your. They want to be your prince and your princess. They want to be that. They want to be all of that. All right, let me see. How do we take care of lazy Smurf? Well, Jack, I don't think we can do anything about lazy Smurf. Because it's too hard to tell people what to do. And it doesn't make any sense because if they're sovereigns, sometimes people are supposed to be lazy. Sometimes people are supposed to, I'm gonna go phone. I'm gonna delete the email. Sometimes I'm okay. I think that we have to let people be people wherever they are. All we can do is we make the changes in our life and speak to other people and continue to do more research. We take care of ourselves. I think that's all we can do. Lazy Smurf and Democrat Smurf and GOP Smurf, Trump Smurf and Obama Smurf and all the other Smurfs that get in line behind other people and let them be their betters. Can't really do anything about it. I don't think you can. I don't think we should. Because like when you violate people, you become your oppressor. Right? When you tell people what they have to be. I think people are supposed to be lazy for a while. Like I think things can happen in life. Like here's a good example. Dee Dee's son went through some traumas. His father died. Why is he in school? School's giving him a hard time. maybe, just maybe, we're supposed to be lazy at certain times. Maybe, just maybe, we go through some trauma that we need to lay down and heal and fix. Maybe Oprah, after she went through all of that abuse as a child, she needed to take off 10 years or so. We had all the food. Back then when Oprah was a child, we could grow all the food and build her house. We could have took care of her back then, let alone now we can take care of everybody. We could have done it back then. Instead of dumping all the resources in the castle, we could have took care of it. And maybe she needed, maybe she had 10 years to take off and process and get through the idea that a man in your family, your uncle, is supposed to protect you from an evil world, rapes you. I think it was her uncle. Correct me if I'm wrong, somebody. I read her book a long time ago, and I believe that's what it was. I think it was her uncle. Maybe if we loved her enough, she wouldn't be who she is today, or have the characteristics today that we don't like. She is who she's supposed to be, like me, like you. But maybe if she had a time to be lazy, be a bum, get a job. You know how they said that to the people in the Occupy protest? Go get a job, bum. Cheering the kingdom, cheering the oligarchs, cheering the corporations, cheering the killers and the rapers. Maybe people need a break, you know what I mean? Brother Jack, you sent me down the thought process. I've been thinking about that all day. Maybe that's what people need, right? Like, cause I'll say stuff like, yeah, y'all shouldn't have jobs. You know, you shouldn't be out there you shouldn't be forced to do anything. Like being forced to take a vaccine. You shouldn't be forced to do anything. You want to take a minute, take a minute. But I got people like, I love what I do. And me, I love software engineering. I love robotics. I love design. I love all of that. I'm not going to do it for the castle, though. They can go to hell. They can shove all that right up their anal cavity. I'll do it for you. I'll do it for society. I'll do it for a world, but it's not for them. My intellectual property interests. I love what I do, but I don't need to be lazy right now. I don't need a break. I'm excited. I like creating things. So I got friends who are like psychologists, right? I got friends who are nurses. I got friends, Lori's a nurse. They love what they do. And they're like, yeah, I do it for free. Hell yeah, I do it for free. Maybe I think if you start asking people what they do for free, you'd start to see some of the things that like Peter Joseph and other people in the Zeitgeist movement see, that people aren't inherently lazy. But sometimes people need a break. And I think Oprah needed a break. You deserve a break today, not at McDonald's. I think every now and then you need a break. And I think that we're better people when listen to your body. That's what I think. I believe in the, what's his name? Wally world. Wally! I believe in the Wally world, that when sometimes you just need to drink a smoothie and ride on a hovercraft for a few decades out your life. I think you need a break. We need an automated world to allow people to have a break. Daniel, that would cause anal bleeding. Yeah, it would. It probably would. They stuck them robots. If the Pentagon stuck them robots up there, if the military industrial complex stuck their drones back up there, yeah, it probably would cause some anal bleeding. But the pharmaceutical industry, they got something for that. They banned all the painkillers. They banned all the painkillers, so they got something for that. And they can just, but the blood's gonna have to run. You know, and that's what the basis of the war on drugs was anyway. Like, they didn't come for the medicinals. Why is your spearmint and your dandelion? Why? They didn't come for none of that. Because they had to go for what would actually work. You can't ban 20,000 plants. What you do is you go for the painkillers, right? Pain motivates us. You take out the painkillers, you take out the kratom and the cannabis and the shrooms and all the good painkillers. Human beings will do anything you want them to do. That's why I push through the pain. I push through the pain. Anytime I get sick, if I can deal with it, I deal with it. I do not take pharmaceutical drugs. And I haven't taken any of their drugs in over 10 years now. I ain't messing with it. Because I know there's side effects from all of that crap. I don't want none of it. They're experimenting on human beings. All of that crap is that they make in laboratories is never supposed to be in your body. But they took the painkillers. And so when they took the painkillers, you'll submit to any procedure because we're not going to lay around in pain. Most people can't tolerate the pain. They keep us poor so we can't afford to break the law. Exactly, Jack. Nobody can afford. They can break the law. They can afford to kill people. They can afford to murder people. They can afford to send weapons all over this planet, kill, rape, and destroy. You can't afford it. You know, and that's why there's always a double standard. Like the laws are for us. The laws aren't for Bernie Sanders. You think Bernie Sanders follows the law? You think Hillary Clinton follows the law? You think Trump follows the law? You think any of these people that you praising and supporting and posting about all day, you think they live by the laws you do? You're a special kind of somebody if you think that they do. There are two worlds, the haves and the have-nots. In the big club and not in the big club. And we are not in the big club. All right. Escapism is an addiction. Yeah, escapism it definitely is an addiction, Kia. Sheepless in Seattle, selling t-shirts will save us. Yeah, Adrian, yeah, sure will. Yeah, everybody sell t-shirts. Oh, no, but giving away t-shirts might put out a good message, though. Got that shirt that says, Free Jussie. Free Jussie might actually wake people up. You know why? But you gotta give it away. Get a shirt away that says Free Jussie. People look at it and understand. They're like, whoa, hey, what's going on here, buddy? He was lying. That's crime. He was trying to get other people in trouble because the guy had a MAGA hat. You gotta stop that. Like, you live in America? Oh, yeah. Yeah, know what a false flag is? Oh, yeah. You know what a war is? Yeah. You know, your government know what the propaganda act is? Yeah. You know what it's called? It's called pulling a Jussie. That's what the shirts say, pulling a Jussie. False flagging in the USA. False flagging in the USA. Every war we've been in, we've been lied into. So the idea that Jussie wants to do what our betters do and get away with, I think he should get away with it. I do. I love people in MAGA hats. Half of my friends got MAGA hats. I have no issue with that. But I think he should be allowed to do what the kings do. They lie us in the war. Damn it, he can lie himself into what he wanted to be. He wanted to get signed up for the next show, next season of, remember that show? Empire. He wanted to be, he just wanted to be on TV. Jussie lied, did they really beat him? I think they beat him up. They really beat him up, I think. Because he went to the hospital or something. I think he got his butt kicked. He just wanted to be on Empire. Actually, it was a good show. I can't watch it no more. I watched the first few seasons. I can't watch it. After a while, I get sick of that type of stuff. I saw that growing up. I saw black people selling drugs, getting rich growing up. I don't need to see it on TV. And then legitimizing. I seen that my whole life. So I stopped watching it. But all he wanted to do was get on TV. Everybody want to be on TV, baby. He wasn't trying to start a war. He wasn't getting how many soldiers killed on the USS Liberty while Israel bombs them and Washington calls them back. He wasn't trying to lie people into wars. He wasn't trying to make Venezuela, Honduras, where femicide is the word and 10-year-old kids, little girls walking to school get raped every day, all day. He wasn't trying to do that in Venezuela. He was just trying to get on TV. Free Jussie. Yeah, t-shirts will save us. But memes are memes are important though. They won't read your paragraph. They'll read a meme. That's why I posted. I don't ever post. I never do paragraph. The only time I do a paragraph, if y'all say something that's just so phenomenal and I can't get it to fit in the meme format, then I have to post it. I have no choice. That's very rarely. I'll just get that 100. It was 28 texts or whatever it is, so I can post a meme. Because people read memes. They don't read paragraphs. You're dealing with 98% monkeys, yo. That's why t-shirts work, Adrian. That's why the t-shirt, they work. People will read a t-shirt, but if you put a book on your, people won't read it. It's kind of like how people text you a book. You ever get in an argument in a text message, like go back and forth, 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 an email or whatever? You can't read it. It's like comment sections where people start writing books. I can't read. I scan it. That's what I learned in corporate America. You scan things. You don't read nothing. You scan and get the gist. I got the gist. I understand what you're saying, and but we're 98% monkeys. Post more in memes. Make t-shirts. Give them away. People wear t-shirts you give away. Where would you be right now without the ability to make money? Can you eat? Can you drink? Where will you live? And that's a good question, Linda. I mean, money served its purpose. It did. I think we could have done better without it, but it served its purpose. I think we're more motivated by love than we are by greed. I think we're more motivated to do good when we see bad than what money can do. I think we'll make better technology for love than we will for money, for a house and a car or a career. And a good example of that, like when you look at the pictures of these kids in these war-torn areas, what wouldn't you do for them? How far would you go? That's where most of these kids from the military come from, these young people who sign up to do good. They just want to do good. They want to save people. They'll give their life to save children in another country being destroyed. They'll go protect people. And that's how you get the American soldiers and the British soldiers and Australian soldiers in another war fighting, because you convince them that they're doing good. How many people will give up their life for their job, though? Think about that. How many doctors are willing to die for you? Is your dentist willing to take a L? You know, is the fry guy, is he willing to die for you? No. Money is not a good motivator at all. Love is an amazing motivator. So money, it was a means. I think we should have went the way of love. We didn't. We went the way of money, so it is what it is. And capitalism is what it is, and socialism is what it is. But it got us to a great space. It doesn't mean we got to worship money, be happy with it. It doesn't mean we got to cheer the economic systems. It just means that this was a motivator that the kings needed because they had bank accounts. And they stopped using castles because they couldn't only put so much in the castle and the storehouse and protect it. So they made banks so they can have infinite wealth. It doesn't make it a good thing. It's just, it was a thing. We've done a lot of things in the past that were bad ideas that got us in a place where we can change the ship and go a good direction. So yeah, now I'm completely anti-money in every way, shape, and form. Doesn't mean it can't exist. I don't get to make the rules. Money can exist still in a harmless way. And that's my negotiation with people who believe in capitalism. Is money can stay, but people can't die because they don't have it. It's not fair. It's just not fair, right? When I gave my life to Christ, I believed what the message was. You don't let anybody die. Take it, not modern Christian. I'm talking about real Christian. You know, you don't let people die because they don't have money. Because kids are born in the wrong space, the wrong time, the wrong color, the wrong religion, the wrong community. You can't let people die because they don't have that. And that's the whole concept of money and setting prices. So if we can get that, we can bare bones basic, every child gets food, house, education, all the things that allow them to compete above and beyond what the bare minimums are to have a human life. And I'm fine with that. I am fine with that. But playing keep away and having a person's life and their safety and rape and war as a side effect of not having these things, this money thing, I think that's wrong. To me, it's not socialism. It's just, it is what it is. Like, it's humanism. I'm a human. I lucked up. I was born in good shoes, right? But I'm supposed to try on everybody else's shoes. And so that's why I say money is evil. You know, but people love money. You can run with it. Like, you can have more. And there's some people, and this gets back to what Jack said, right? There's some people, they need more. It makes them feel good. And that's okay. They can have the castle and the yachts and all of that stuff. I'm just not that person. I don't care nothing about that stuff. But the people who do, they can have it. It just has to be above and beyond it. You know, them having that, you can't let people die because they want to have that. And that's the current world that we have. So that's kind of my point. I think there are great negotiations we can make in all of these fields, but we got to be friends to do that. Got to be friends. Why can't we be friends? Oh Lord, there you go singing again. Somebody watch my view count go down about 10. We can be friends, y'all. We have to want to be. So anyway, let me go through the news real quick. What else I thought was important? So yeah, I looked at the New Zealand stuff. Stop making people out of hate. Stop making okras. Okra and okra. Stop making hate. Stop growing hate. Stop planting seeds of hate. Stop it. All the laws and policies that create more violence all need to go away. And that starts with the war on drugs and probably 100,000, 200,000 other unconstitutional laws that are rolled out. Look at peaceful societies, societies that profit peaceful people who don't want to commit suicide, and implement that in your society. But a law on the local level or at the foreign level that's creating more hate, these wars and violence and aggression, all these things that corporations are buying, it all has to go away. So Trump is going to veto the bill because Trump is in league with the senators that made the bill. Why? Because that's the model. If he weren't, they would shoot him like they did JFK. Very simple. U.S. and India, new trade and nuke power. I don't know. We're something about we're building some nukes in India. We're friends or something. I don't know. Which is why we shouldn't have violence, because we're building nuclear power plants everywhere. Could 5G put more kids at harm for cancer? That actually is important. I do need to think about that. Because yes, it can.
You could be fixing jets, but you...
There's a school, and there was an earlier report, I'll post both of them, that explained that there were kids at an elementary school that were getting cancer from a 4G
Communications companies are competing to develop the technology. And not only are there national security concerns, but now some public safety ones as well. RT Sarah Montez de Oca explains 5G looks exciting, but does it come with a cost, Sarah?
Yes, Scotty, actually, and on Wednesday, the Federal Communications Commission asked the House Technology Committee to postpone a 5G spectrum auction that was originally scheduled for today. Now, they're citing a potential threat to public safety. Chairman and ranking member of the Science, Space, and Technology Committee, U.S. Representatives Eddie Johnson and Frank Lucas, wrote letters to 5 FCC commissioners noting some of these public concerns. 3 federal groups, NASA, the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration, and the Pentagon use sensors that track data for analyzing weather and climate. Johnson and Lucas wrote, the water vapor channel is critical to weather sensing, monitoring, forecasting, and warning, and understanding climate patterns. Any interferences with this channel would therefore seriously impact public safety. But the FCC pushed back on their concerns and said that it went through standard procedures. Now, head of FCC Media Relations noted the importance of the auction, and they're trying to secure the race for 5G. However, China's Ministry of Foreign Affairs defended China's 5G technology and said the U.S. should...
All right, I'm going to stop there for a minute for a couple things. One thing, you find it interesting NASA, NOAA, and the Pentagon are standing against 5G in that way, and it's not that they are, it's just the same point that they're human beings in all these acronym organizations, and they're not all evil or all good like people. They stood up against it because the censoring technologies can be interfered with by 5G, but of course the FCC stood them down. I want to skip ahead, and I'm China's 5G I want to blow out because it's not China's 5G. I hate how they kind of say things in a way to make it seem that way. 5G is just a technology. China happens to be the leader, but I want to go ahead to the end where there's a school where the kids are actually I think 4 or 5 kids came up with cancer from 4G towers.
All throughout our neighborhoods and cities, this comes with some health security concerns. According to experts, 5G is ultra high frequency and ultra high intensity. The higher the frequency, the more dangerous it is to living organisms. And 4G LTE is already causing some outrage at a San Joaquin elementary school in California after a 4th child has been diagnosed with cancer. Parents believe it's because of radiation that has been caused by a cell tower that's only 4G LTE. This is less powerful than 5G. Some parents pulled their children from attending school from the spike in cancer cases, while more than 200 students stayed home in protest on Monday. Parents went before the school board, and they're demanding some actions. The Ripon Unified School District carried out tests on cell phone towers and said that it's working normally and within the safety standards. But the board is holding talks with the telecommunications company to remove the tower. Now, mother of the 2nd son that was diagnosed with cancer in just 3 years said, we had a doctor tell us that it's 100% environmental, the kind of tumor that he has. Scotty, while the world pushes for faster internet and dominance in tech innovation, this is only the beginning of 5G. There are still so many unanswered questions that I'm sure will be coming to light in the near future.
And that's 4G. 4G causing cancer at an elementary school. There actually was a better article, a link to a video. I'll post it in California, and it's treason. That's 4G. We're rolling out 5G. Trump says he wants 6G. So this is where you really got to pay attention. You really got to let go of the nonsense. We got to be friends. You can't stop the people, the human voices in the Pentagon, NASA, and NOAA can't stop 5G. There's no way your political party is going to stop 5G. This is why I was just explaining to her in this point. There's some things we don't need to be slowly progressive in. There's some things you don't need to go slow. We already know that divide and conquer is a real strategy of all these kingdoms and castles and all the isms and nations and how they divide people up in these parties. Non-compliance. Thank you, Victoria. The answer is no. You want to kill people? No. Please vote for my 2020? No. Because you want to kill people. As long as you have a model that's killing people, giving little kids cancer, just going to elementary school. I can't even focus on that because that'll really piss me off. That'll really make me upset. You're still moving forward and you're not stopping. That's when we have to stop. The answer is no. We don't need to kill less kids at the age of 8 with cancer. No children should be getting cancer from corporations' greed project because they want to roll out faster internet. The answer is no. No. Excuse me, John, can we go, you want to come with us? We're going to go murder some people. No. Hey, Mary. We want to go start a genocide. No. Hi. John. We want to roll out 6G. We didn't test 4G for cancer. Some people are dying and getting sick, but we want to roll it out. No. It really is that simple. I think so. Anyway, look, it's Friday. I got to get going. Get a last comment and I'm going to run. Many in America don't even know about the yellow vest. No, they don't, Jack, because most people in America watch the news. They watch MSNBC, which is this castle. And I don't know, they're weird. I don't know who they like. And they watch CNN, which is this castle. And they don't like poor white people, so they don't put them on television. And then the others watch this castle, and that's like Fox News. They don't like poor minorities, so they don't get on TV. And they get everybody in their castles, and they make them real stupid. But none of them show anything about the yellow vests. They very few. What are we coming to, the 14th week, Brother Jonathan? 14th week? A movement of people coming together and dropping the isms and the castleisms and the racisms and all of their popular bigotries. All of their birth bigotries, like Carlin said. Why in the world would someone be proud of a race? Teach children to be proud of things they accomplish. Why would anybody be proud of a nation? Why would a sentient creature with the ability and a knowledge of self be proud of something it didn't even accomplish? Something that it just lucked upon, fell upon on accident. Pride is how they divide people up. It's how they're destroying the planet. It's how they're killing us all. Why can't we be friends Friday? Why can't we be friends? The revolution will not be televised. It will not, Jack. Good. You know why? Because the kings own the castles and the castles write the bulletins. That's why it won't be televised. That's why it will not be televised at all. It's already started. You have to go do the work for yourself. You have to go do your own research, and only you can question you. Only you can question the youism you've been given. Only you can question if you're living your own sentient self or you're living somebody else's life because you were born in a certain place. Wholeness and balanced vibrations all. Woo! Go on with it, Victoria. Go on. Pay attention to what your Facebook pages post. That's how you understand who's behind it. Absolutely, absolutely. And they control what you see. They control what you see to build up this narrative. And I think AI and learning software is involved in a lot of it more than people are. And it creates like this pod person thing. Right? They know the things that you like. They want you to stay on the site longer. So they show you things that keep you on the site longer. Things that you like. And they make you a pod person. So they show you more people like you and they break you. That's why you can't just be on social media. You got to be in the real world and meet other people. It's a good thing, y'all. It still works. Now, Facebook didn't work yesterday, but you can go out in the street and meet other people. You can do that. You can still go knock on your neighbor's door. You can do that. You can build a community. You got knock on the door. Hi, Linda. Linda, can your husband come out and play? That's what we used to do when we were kids. Go knock on the door. Miss Johnson, can Johnny come out and play? And we were good. We got along. Like, think about that model back then. A fight would occur, something bad would happen, and what happened after the fight? We's all friends again. Like, why can't we be friends? We's all friends again. We fight, the fight was over, and people, oh, hey, beat you up, got your black eye, whatever. The next day, hey, did you do your homework in math? Okay, can I see it? Sure. And then cheat off each other's math homework. Oh, we did a whole bunch of that. We found a way to get through your monoculture. And we were friends again, because we had a community. We had common sense. There were commonalities. We didn't have a Facebook in the community keeping all the black people with the black people and the white people with the white people and Asian people with the Asian people and the Americans with the Americans. Everybody was together. Conflict broke out. Somebody broke my G.I. Joe thumb off so he couldn't hold the gun. Duke, we got to fight. That's how it goes. But we limited the fight. We didn't bring out drones and nukes. We didn't even hit it in the face. They come to think of it. We get into it. But the face was out of, because you hit somebody in the face back then, you might kill them. So the face was out of limits. We might get a bottle rocket and shoot it at you, some fireworks or something, throw some firecrackers at you, but we never tried to hurt you. And afterwards, we were friends. Man, I'm going to tell you a story real quick, and I got it. I remember the time my poorest white friend. See, I'm a weird dude. I grew up with poor white friends, poor black friends. They were my best friends. I didn't like the rich ones. They was bastards. Because y'all always had the G.I. Joe with the Kung Fu grip and the Air Force carrier with the airplane carrier, and you never let anybody play floating in your pool. You never let anybody play with y'all. I ain't like y'all. I play with the poor people. Although my parents had a few coins. And one day, I don't know what happened. We kind of got disassociated from one another, me and my young friend. My poor white friend. White privilege. Had a pair of shoes he had to wear probably 4 years in a row. Barely could eat breakfast. Got kicked out of the local Bradley's in Memco. Y'all remember Bradley's in Memco? Couldn't even go there because he was stealing food. Because his father ran away. White privilege. Mama was poor. Had a couple friends. Trash all in the yard. Had a whole bunch of dogs. I'm not going to say his name. White privilege. One day we got into it. We fought. I kicked his butt. I'm sorry, that's just how I do. I listen. But you know what? But we had limits. And he was trying to fight me. I wasn't trying to fight him. I'm a guy of peace. I've always been a guy of peace. But he's like, I'm going to follow you home on the bus and I'm going to kick your butt. I'm like, okay, if you think you can do that, I don't think it's a good idea, but you can follow me home if you want. Got on my bus, followed me home. I did my best to walk away. I got friends on my Facebook right now. I tell you, I got one of my friends. She'll tell you, she was there. Jenna died. I don't know her name now. Brett, she was there. He chased me around. I was back and whoa, wait, man, hey, cut it out, man. Hey, look, I ain't trying to fight you. Hey, and one of the punch landed. Oh, I say it's a fight now. But we got into it. I beat the boy's butt. And I cried the whole way home. The entire walk home. Do what? Why you cry? Because we was friends. Why can't we be friends? Conflict is normal among friends. And among boys, you're supposed to fight. It's what we always did. But then you were done with that the next day, and there were limits to what you would go to. And then somehow as adults, you became ignorant. And now over politicians, you don't talk to your family members and your wife, and divorces, and brothers don't talk to brothers. Like, how crazy is that? How crazy is it that you're willing to kill people in another country because you're politicians and the kings in the castle high up in the towers? Won't even let you climb the steps, and you're okay to go to another country and murder people, or you're okay with them destroying another country. We used to conflict, but we had a community, we had commonalities, so we had common sense. We were friends. The whole planet is friends. But I think you got to be a little more evolved to see. There you go, Victoria. You got the last comment. I feed my neighbors. And why does Victoria feed her neighbors? Because we all came from very wise people who were poor. And they took care of each other because the kings ain't never take care of them. Politicians ain't never take care of them. So you took from your neighbor an apple pie. Had a little extra lasagna, you knew your neighbor lost his job. You made 2 lasagnas and you took one over. That's how you build a community. You grew tomatoes. You had too many tomatoes, You went and gave them to your neighbor. Why? Because why would you put them in a compost and you know that their children eat tomatoes too? You build a community, and the community takes care of each other. Same thing with the nation. Community security is national security. You want to help Venezuela? You feed Venezuela. You stop the capitalist nation, cronyism, capitalism country, America, from starving Venezuela. You get them to stop doing their socialist sanctions, starving people to destroy a country to steal its oil. You build a community. You take care of them, then they take care of you in dark days. You build a community, and then there's a common sense between America and Venezuela. That's what national security is. Same thing as neighborhood security. It's called looking out for each other. But the problem is, you can't build kingdoms. You can't build massive castles if you've got educated poor people looking out for each other. If you've got serfs and peasants that read books and understand how they're always played against each other. You can't build a castle when everybody has. You only build a castle when you pick and choose who you starve, and you got peasants and serfs dumb enough to get behind you because you agree it's okay to starve and kill and rape and murder and destroy other people. Anyway, gotta go. Friend Friday! Yes, we can be friends. We all can be friends, but you gotta want to be friends. You gotta want to be friends, and you gotta act like you're friendly. On that note, I gotta get going. Y'all have a great one. Can't wait. Lori goes log out. She don't like this one. I like it. She don't like it. I like it. Bye, Lori. Bye, Lori. Lori don't like it.
Why can't we be friends? 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 I've seen you around for a long, long time. I remembered you when you drank my wine. Why can't we be friends?